Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Today, we're going to be talking about essential oils for animals. And I know a lot of you have fur babies. I used to as well. I wish I had known about essential oils by doTERRA when I had my babies. But you're going to get that opportunity. For those of you who don't know me, who are watching this recording, especially, my name is Tanya Mustine, and I'm a board certified holistic health practitioner with a background in environmental medicine and brain health coaching, as well as emotional health and wellness. Today, what brings us here is doTERRA. I'm a silver leader with doTERRA, and doTERRA is the largest, purest, and most tested essential oil company in the world. We set standards when it comes to purity, testing, and so much more. We are more than an essential oil company. We are an empowerment and lifestyle company as well. So if you're watching this, you've been invited by someone to do so. So please contact them with your questions if you're watching the recording. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get started. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments or until we're done with our class today. Okay, so hopefully you can see that, essential oils for animals, and it's just not just cats and dogs that you can use your essential oils with. So let's move forward and talk about some of the essential oils for animals. There's a lot of questions about safety. And so we'll talk about, essential oil safety, general tips, and most requested recipes. And, you can have this conversation with your veterinarian. And if you need to follow a veterinarian that uses doTERRA essential oils, we'll have that name for you towards the end. So only use pure, unadulterated essential oils. Okay, there are many reasons and many stories that I've heard, uh, bad stories of people using essential oils and it not going very well for their animal. And that is mainly because they're using synthetic oils, or or it's a lack of education, using an oil that's not appropriate for that particular animal. So we'll get into that. And then my experience, I did not get to enjoy using essential oils with my fur babies. I had a cat, I had a dog. I didn't know about doTERRA at the time. I wish I had known. I would have done so many things differently, and I could have helped my babies. So you have this opportunity, if you have a fur baby around, or to even share this information with those that you know and love that have some fur babies around. So before we dive in, there are, I've been talking about toxins in our home for many weeks and months, and for me, years being in environmental medicine. But there are so many toxins that are impacting your health and the health of your fur babies. So when you think about what you're cleaning your home with, what you are using, like an air freshener, uh, please read the ingredients, get familiar with those ingredients, right? I hear people saying, oh, no, 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 I can't bring essential oils into my home. Yet they have these deadly toxins, these toxic chemicals that they clean their home with, that they freshen their air with, and it doesn't make sense. So please, avoid fragrances, check the labels, anything that says perfume, it's an artificial synthetic fragrance, and it's not good for your fur babies. So, like, who do you believe? Like, you have to buy something for a certain purpose in your home. There are so many resources online. You have blogs, you have veterinarians. Most of them, if they're familiar with doTERRA or plant medicine, they won't be afraid to have that conversation with you. You know, Online, as I mentioned, there's just a lot of references to essential oils that may be negative. That is biased because they are dealing with synthetics. They're synthetic. So of course they're going to have a bad experience. Let's be real, right? Testimonies, talk to friends who use, doTERRA oils with their pets. And there's a lot of science behind what we do at doTERRA. So we can definitely give you the information that you're going to need to empower yourself and your loved ones, including your fur babies, to have better health. So the facts, you know if they're used properly, pure essential oils, have limited side effects. If you use an oil that is not good for a particular animal, of course, there's going to be some consequences. That's why education is key. And a lot of products out there, they're using essential oils. If you walk down the aisle and you see some, if you stop and look at some ingredients on the things that are out there, you'll see that they're using oils. Are they using pure oils is the question. So the purity matters. The standards that doTERRA have are above and beyond what any company is willing to invest. They're not willing to put that kind of money behind testing and purity. They're just not. Profit before people. So that's why I aligned myself with doTERRA, because people are above the profits. And they've proven that many different times. So when you use an oil for your fur baby, less is more. And same for people, for humans. Less is more. doTERRA is so potent, so pure that you don't need that many drops to make a difference. So please use common sense when doing that, especially with your fur babies. Now let's talk about their sense of smell. I am sure you've heard their sense of smell is unmatched, especially compared to a human. Dogs and cats, 200 to 300 million olfactory receptors. They can smell you coming down the block. Okay. So it's very, very strong sense of smell. So we got to be sensitive to that sense of smell compared to our 5 to 6 million olfactory receptors, which are right back here. Okay. So diffusing. Using a water-based diffuser, not those diffuser kind of sticks that have these other oils in them. It's a water-based diffuser, so something like what you're seeing here. And if you have a diffuser from doTERRA, then that is it. Place the diffuser in a safe area, stable, someplace where, like cats jump up on things. So, you're going to need to be strategic as to where you put your diffuser, and run the diffuser intermittently. So don't be a diffuser junkie with an animal around, right? So using your diffuser all day. So intermittent use of it. And don't put 20 drops in there. It's not again, millions of olfactory receptors for the animals. So only diffuse about 4 to 5 drops at a time when you're diffusing at home, and diffuse in an area that has good ventilation. We want to respect the fact that they have these very strong sense of smell, and you want to give them an exit, right? So do not close a door with an animal inside of that room with you or alone without a place to exit, because they know what would affect them. And so you got to give them a way to leave the room if they do not agree with that oil. Yes, you can diffuse it and keep it in your room, but definitely give them the option to leave. Applying it topically, let's talk about that. So heavily dilute your oil, your essential oil, with a carrier oil. So you can use fractionated coconut oil by doTERRA, or you can use whichever carrier oil that you want to use. Some people use olive oil, some people use almond oil or avocado oil. So just decide which one you want to use and heavily dilute. excuse me, apply to a small area, and you'll see some images on points of the animal on where to place the oil in just the next slide. You can also apply the oil and dilution to the palm of your hand, and pet the top of the head and apply down the spine. So you can do the symphony of the cells, kind of, in a sense, the spinal treatment on an animal as well, and dilute oils down to below 1 to 2% prior to application. So 100 drops of carrier oil for every 1 drop of essential oil. That is how powerful doTERRA oils are, because they're pure, they're not synthetic, right? So dilution heavily is important. So we'll talk about that in detail in the next slide here. So here are some areas where you can apply the oils. It would be great to do a screenshot of that. Notice these areas are areas where the animal cannot lick itself, right? Because we don't recommend essential oils being internal unless you speak to a veterinarian. So these are areas they can't really get to for the most part. So these are the dilution rates, and these are in terms of like how many pounds they are in terms of dilution. So this is really important if you're going to use essential oils on them. And I do recommend using your oils on your animals. My mom uses, and her dog is tiny, like less than 10 pounds. And when he's not eating, or, because he has a belly ache or something's happening with his belly, we use Digestion. We use fennel on his belly, and he's so much better after it, and so happy that we have those natural solutions for him. So we also, in terms of where to apply, some tips are to apply the oil on the directed or the affected area. There are, like many dogs, cats, horses that have joint issues, that have pain in certain areas. So yes, we can apply directly to the affected area, keeping in mind that we've done the dilution we've just talked about, right? Diluting, and hopefully it's in an area that they can't reach. Like with my mom's baby, I applied helichrysum on his paw that has fractionated coconut oil. He licked it, he was fine, right? But we needed to heal that paw. He walked on some substance, like a glue substance, on the concrete in New York, and you never know what you're gonna step on, right? So he was fine, but being mindful of that, place the oil in the palm of your hand, then apply from head to toe. Skin is the thinnest on the belly, right? So that's a great place to put oils, because then less time to get through fur, right? If you put it on the belly, and it's hard for them to lick that area. So have them smell the oil from your palms, right? Because that's also an indicator for them, like leaving the room open for them to walk out. If you're diffusing, same concept. If they smell an oil, run away, or then that's a good indication that it may not be a great oil for them. Avoid eyes, ears, nose, and genitals. Keep it out of those areas. Being sensitive, just like those areas are sensitive for us as well. And now internal use. So for the most part, you're not going to use an oil internally for a fur baby unless you've been directed by a veterinarian. And we at doTERRA, we have a panel full of veterinarians that use oils with their animals that are brought into their practice. So it's not uncommon, but you definitely, for internal use, you want to consult with a vet. There is research regarding the internal use with horses. I know several different people that use oils with their horses internally. and topical as well. Now let's talk about our essential oils in cats. This is a controversial topic with, essential oils in cats. I've heard so many people express so much concern and fear about using essential oils with their cats. And it's because cats don't metabolize or excrete, toxins, like most animals. They're very different. Like they don't have the liver enzymes to break down the chemicals as well as other animals. And they definitely are very expressive as regards to strong odors. They do not like strong odors, and they have a really, really thin skin. So, of course, they're going to be affected differently than most animals. So, be very, very careful. And as we mentioned earlier, dilute heavily when you're dealing with, cats in particular, but just animals in general. And you have to avoid certain oils. Like this is a list. If you have cats or you know someone with cats that wants to use oils, I would screenshot this. But these are the ones that you need to avoid when you have a feline in your house. So a lot of the citrus oils, tea tree is a big one, uh, known as Melaleuca to doTERRA. Melaleuca, tea tree, same thing. That is a no-no around a cat. If you have to use it for an infection or something, you make sure, like if you put it on your toenails, that you put socks on over your feet to protect the cat from, licking or going in that area. So this is the list. It's a pretty extensive list. And so these are the ones that you want to avoid around your animals. If you're going to use it on an area of your body, make sure it's an area that has been diluted. You could dilute the oil and then cover yourself. Just be very, very cautious, okay? And these oils here are safe for cats. So it's not like all essential oils are like, oh my gosh, stay away. These are oils that are safe for them. And of course, because they're doTERRA, they're certified pure tested grade, that is why they're safe. Not synthetic oils. They are not safe. If they have trouble being able to metabolize an oil, of course it's going to be that much more dangerous and difficult for them when it's a synthetic oil. And 99% of essential oils are synthetic. So why do you think we've had so many horror stories? So many articles, so many blurbs, so many things about, oh my gosh, an essential oil killed my cat. It's not because it's an essential oil, it's because it's a synthetic oil. And because probably the lack of education, like tea tree is a no-no, right? Obviously, for us now we know that. So we have frankincense, lavender, very healing, calming oils, geranium, rosemary, clary sage, even Roman chamomile, helichrysum for any kind of scrapes or cuts. Like we have one of our team members who their cat had a scrape, got into a fight with another cat outside. So helichrysum came to save the day. Lavender, right? Very, very healing, and it provides them relief. And why do they not deserve that relief? Absolutely. And why do we have to go and buy $100, cream that is going to heal them when we have natural solutions at home that we can use that'll keep them safe? Because obviously these medications that we buy from the vet for a cut, it's not entirely organic, right? So keep that in mind. And these are some substitutions. So, like with a cat or a dog, you can't, probably use a tea tree oil, a cassia oil, or wintergreen oil. That's a no. You don't want to use these for cats or dogs, but these are some alternatives to use. So substitutions are good to know, that kind of education, because no, you cannot use tea tree. So you have some options like myrrh, cedarwood, or geranium. Instead of cassia, you have oregano, thyme, on guard. So it depends on the situation where you bring these oils into play. So body systems overview, this is a great screenshot to take. This is, in regards to their body systems, just like ours, we have oils for every body system. Uh, Cardiovascular, if your fur baby has heart issues, digestive issues, endocrine issues, so like hormones, immune support, the integumentary support, so like immune support as well, musculoskeletal, nervous system, respiratory support, urinary tract support. You have natural solutions at your fingertips. If you're a doTERRA member, you have oils, right? More than likely, you're not just doing the supplements or the lifestyle products, you have oils. So this education is key to help them. Every member of our family can benefit from your membership. So use them safely. Now you have some education, right? So most requested recipes for the dogs are like these shampoos. You could use these oils in shampoos, pest collar, road trip roller, joint calming spray, hot spot spray, and a toothpaste. Myrrh, peppermint and myrrh. Oh my gosh, I'll just lick that up, right? So, we'll be able to provide these recipes for these in a pet ebook that I'm going to send you all. Lori, would you take a screenshot of our participants today so that we make sure that they get it? Thank you so much. So you're going to get a pet ebook to get some recipes for these most requested ones. And these are the most requested recipes for cats. Similar, but we have a litter box refresh here, a scratch deterrent, calming spray, skin salve. So a lot of awesome opportunities to care for our babies. Okay, so we'll get those recipes to you as well. And horses, if you have horses, if you know someone who has horses, they need natural solutions too. And I know so many happy horses that their owners use the doTERRA products. So you have a lot of awesome recipes that you'll get for them as well. And resources. So, again, we asked in the beginning, like, who do you believe? What do you listen to? Here are some resources. And these are from vets. These are veterinarians. So these are the experts. This is who you want to listen to. So you have these references here. Our doTERRA vet who's on our board is Janet Rourke. Right there, the third one, Essential Oils for Pets Guidebook. She has an awesome Facebook group. She goes live every single Sunday. I think it's at around 5 or 6 p.m. Pacific, but she goes live every Sunday and answers questions. So I would definitely look for Janet Rourke's page if you're on Facebook. And there's so many more, but these are just a few. Now, most of you, I believe, are members here, but if you're watching and you're not a member, how do you get doTERRA in your life? You can get a $35 membership very easily and be able to save 25% off of anything that doTERRA has. And if you don't want to use essential oils on your animals, that is okay. We have essential oils for you. We have lifestyle products like shampoo, conditioner, hand soap, bars of soap, spa products, skincare, you name it. But these are some of the kits that are available for you to get started. And, if you want to do just the membership and, pick out the items you want, then you can do that as well. You can create your own starter kit. The perks of having an account with doTERRA, I mean, if you haven't really grasped that in terms of natural solutions, we can do a one-on-one and go over all the benefits, but this lays it out pretty well. You get a lot of support and education. You get 25% off everything. So if you know someone who would benefit from this and you're a member already, awesome, you're in the right place. Help others get to the right place for themselves and their families. And so, we can go ahead and, answer any questions that you guys might have. There's tons, no doubt, tons of questions, but you're going to get an ebook via email to answer a lot of those questions, get you some recipes, get you started using them. And always, always, if you have any questions, if you want to get started with doTERRA, please text us at 831-205-4591. That is our business line, and no doubt the person who invited you will have access or knowledge of that text, and we can connect you and get started. Awesome. So, wow, we did that in pretty much 30 minutes. Awesome, I love it. Any questions that you might have from this class? Go ahead and unmute. And Janet?
I have a friend, it's a sister, her dog has pneumonia. So is there a recipe for that or something that can help him?
Yes, for pneumonia, let me go back here. So that would be our breathe oil. Same thing, right? Kind of same concepts for us. Breathe is amazing for them as well. Of course, heavily diluted, just 1 drop per about 100 drops of a carrier oil. The cardamom oil is great for them too. Rosemary is awesome for respiratory support. Even some On Guard, heavily diluted, and some arbor vitae. So those are some of the oils that are great for their respiratory support. And if you do like a roller bottle, most of it is going to be carrier oil, and just 1 little drop of one of those oils. So that is going to still provide the powerful support that they need for something like pneumonia.
So what is 100 drops? Is it like 5 ml or?
Yeah, so 5 ml is 85 drops. So you would fill it to the brim before overloading the roller in there, and then if you were to take I don't have the little dropper things, but yeah, just 1 single drop of breathe. Don't go over. If you go over, you'll need to get into a 10 ml and just transfer it over.
So would you do the drop from the bottle or would you use those little, whatever they're called?
If you have the little dropper things, then carefully, that would be probably the best way to do it, because some oils like Breathe that are kind of loose, they might do more than 1 drop. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for your question. Anyone else have any questions? Yeah, I know plenty of stories. So, cuts, scrapes, belly aches, respiratory concerns, nervousness. So we have July 4th coming up, friends, right? That's a tough time for our fur babies. We need some calming support. Other than, the heavy blankets or the heavy vest that they can wear for some comfort and anxiety relief, you want to be able to use oils starting the night before, because, some fools, they start early, right? So use the oils day before, maybe even 2 days before. And calming support would be something like serenity, lavender, um, copaiba. Oh my gosh, that would be great for them. Balance. So we need to be able to provide them that anxiety relief during especially that very difficult time for them. I just recently saw a post of a friend whose dog ran away because there was some fireworks going on already, right? Ran away. Thankfully, they found him, but that could have ended very differently, getting hit by a car, I mean, awful things. Let's get them the emotional support that they need. Okay. Awesome. I don't see any other questions. Let me make sure. No. All right. Awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and Lori.
I just wanted to know if you could repeat the number, the business number, or put it in the chat.
Yes. So
that can get in touch so they can get the ebook.
Yes, so A3120545991. Let me just double check that. Yep, 2054591. I'm putting that in chat. And that is our business line. So any questions you might have, and no doubt if you received the reminder today about this class, then you already have that number. Save it as our doTERRA support phone number. And I'll make sure that you get your PDF with the recipes. And if you know anyone that speaks Spanish who could benefit from this information, we have a class coming up this afternoon at 5, not about animals, but about oils to get kind of a beginner's overview. And then we also have a class on Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific. So you have a few options for them as well. And we have a beginner's class every single Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific. So you have many opportunities to introduce others, and you get rewarded to do that too. So that's always nice. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. I hope this information helped you to empower your situation with your fur babies, give them relief that's natural and safe. And if you have any questions, please text us at that number.